Hi everyone, welcome back. So let's understand the loss function in today's video. So what do you mean by loss function? So in a basic neural network, we know if we move forward, which is basically we take the input, we provide some of the weightage and biases, we calculate the weighted sum, we pass those weighted sum to the activation function, we calculate the prediction. Now comes the part where based on your prediction and based on your true value, which is the actual value, we actually calculated the loss function, the error which is present in your whole neural network. So based on that specific error, we backpropagate, which is we optimize a model by changing the weightage and then again calculate it. So the main aim of our whole neural network is to make sure the loss function is always minimum. If it's higher, we need to again recalculate it, backpropagate it, change the weightage, again run the neural network, again calculate the prediction. So loss function is like a cost function. It also been renamed as a cost function or the error function. This loss function in simple terms basically tells you how wrong your neural network is. So it will compare your predicted output with the actual output that is present, and it will give you the number of percentage of error that is present. So lower the losses, better the prediction is, which means lower the error is, better the prediction is. Higher the error is, the prediction is wrong. Let's backpropagate it, change the weightage, again calculate the prediction, again checks the loss function where we calculates like the true value and the prediction, we compare them, we calculate the error, we minus them, basically calculates the error, and then again we backpropagate. So basically during the training that is happening for a neural network, the network, we always want a networks to try to minimize the loss that is available by using all the algorithms that are present. So we have multiple options which are used to make sure networks tries to minimizes. So one of them is gradient descent. So which is just like I told you that changing the weightage, optimizing our data, optimizing a neural network by changing the weightage, recalculating the score, passing it to the activation function, calculating the prediction. So let's understand this with a very simple example. Okay, let's say I am creating a house prediction model. So from the words, first thing, house prediction model is where I will be passing all the values. First thing is I will be passing all the inputs, where my input contains the number of bedrooms, bathrooms, the size of the house, and a sample labeling to that house, which is basically their value, like the price of the house. So this is a supervised learning model because I'm passing input along with the output. Then as the output, I want my model to predict the price of a house whose input I will pass. So let's say after all the training that has been happened with the neural network, everything worked. Your prediction, the model predicted the price of the house to be $250,000. But the actual price of that house was 3 lakh. Okay. So now the 3 lakh is the true value and my predicted value is 250,000. So if I compare the prediction and the actual value, I'm able to calculate the loss function, which is basically the difference of $50,000. So this $50,000 is the error that has been occurred, which is the subtraction of my true value minus my prediction. So I got the error as 50,000, which means I am $50,000. 50,000 is the error, which means this much percent I am wrong here. So what will happen is we go back to the network, we transform back to the network, we from that we rearrange, optimize the weightage, we give some of the functionalities more weight, we again calculate the score, pass the activation function, and now let's say we make a prediction that the price of the house is 2,90,000. Now the loss function is 10,000, which is quite lesser, which is minimized here. We again optimize it, we again transform it. Now the calculation comes, let's say, 2,99,000, which is very, very close. Okay, so now the loss function is just $1. Okay, so which is very less. So we can say this prediction is quite better. It's not always your model is going to predict actual value. Okay, just accurate value won't be possible. Somewhere in point there will always be an error. In machine learning, there we will or anyone has never ever achieved 100% accuracy. That is never possible. There always be 99.9, 99.911, 99.99 or something like that, but there will never be 100% accuracy. So always we try to minimize optimize. If the loss function is $1, that is acceptable. We are good with the model. The prediction is quite good. 99% is correctly, accuracy is there. So that means we have achieved it. So that is what a loss function does. We just calculates the error and optimize it. So we have two different types of loss which will tell us how wrong the prediction is. First is mean squared error. So these mean squared error is used whenever we are predicting the numbers. For example, whenever we are using the logistic regression models. Okay, for example, prediction of the house value. Here we are playing with numbers. Or prediction of the price of a product. Here we are playing with the numbers, or anything, or like any model where numbers are being used to predict something. So in those scenarios, we use mean squared error to calculate the loss function. This type of loss function that we use, which is a mean squared error, to calculate the error. So while, for example, predicting the house price is $250K, but actual was $300K. So MSE, which is the mean squared error, will show us the difference between them, which was basically $50,000. So whenever you're working with the numbers, we use mean squared error. Second is the cross entropy. So cross entropy is one of the loss function that we use whenever we are predicting the categories. So whenever you're performing a classification problem. For example, whether the email is spam or not spam, whether the object is cat or dog, whether the sentiment or what should I say, whether the person is wearing a mask or not mask. So wherever you are predicting the categories, like either it's a classifying the categories like cat, dog, spam, not spam, this specific sentiment is positive, negative, the person is wearing a mask or not mask, like all the category, like where you're classifying the models, we use this cross entropy where we don't have numbers. So for example, when you're classifying an image as a dog versus cat, so if the model is very confident but wrong, then the cross entropy gives a big penalty to the model. Okay, so where numbers are not present, so there how we are going to calculate the error. Let's say the problem statement here is we need to find whether the object is a cat or a dog. All the functionality has been performed, all the features are extracted in your hidden layers. We calculate the weighted sum, activation function, and we give the prediction as this object is a dog, but actually it's a cat. So now you have an error present. Okay, so that error is calculated with cross entropy. That model has predicted a wrong prediction. Please go back, change your weightage, recalculate it, and now if it's calculated to be a cat, that means yes, that error has not been present and we are good with it. So based on all the scoring, all the percentage, we able to identify. So let's actually create a simple training model where we calculate the loss and we understand like how to calculate the loss. So let's move back to the code. Let me name it a simple training loop. Perfect. And let's calculate it. First thing is, first we will be providing some of the random values. Second variable will contains the tensor, which is the list of values that we have. Then we calculate the loss functionality. We optimize it. We predict the model. We calculate the loss. Loss is calculated based on the actual value and predicted value. Then we back propagate it, change it, and then we just got the answer. Okay, so simply this model would slowly reduce the loss and learn the better predictions. Okay, I'm not creating a whole model for this, just a simple functionality of model I'm creating here. So we created a variable, let's say x. X contains the value which is tensor dot random value from a range of 1 comma 4. Then we created another variable y. We calculate the value which is torch dot. This y is basically my actual value. Okay, so my actual value is 1, which is, let's name it to be a true class. Okay, this is my actual value. Now we'll be calculating the prediction for x and then comparing it with y. First function variable I'm creating is a loss function, which is equal to my neural network, which is nn dot cross entropy. So I'm gonna write cross entropy loss is the function I'm using because we are predicting based on the classification. Then we will be using a optimizer. We will be understanding about the optimizer in the next video. But currently we need an optimizer. So optimizer is basically, we can say, it is going to update your weightage based on the training. So that optimizing that I told you based on your loss function, we optimize our weightage and then recalculate the prediction. So that is what optimizer does. So torch.optim, which is optimizing your data, we have multiple types of optimizer present. So we will be using SGD, we'll be understanding them. So currently, let me tell you, SGD is one of the optimizer that we'll be using. Then we're passing model.parameters, comma, loss functionality is equal to 0.01. So optimize this by incrementing your weightage to 0.01. Now creating a loop, predicting it, calculating the loss. If the loss is quite high, optimize it, backpropagate it, again optimize it. Now if the optimizing is perfectly, you got a good prediction, and stop there. So for every epoch which is present in your range, 5 times we'll be doing this. First we make a prediction which is predict is equal to model x. Calculate we pass the value x to the model. Predicted for the loss, we use the loss function where we first pass predicted value and the actual value y and calculates the loss. Now comes the optimizer part. We use zero grad optimizing. After optimizing, we use loss dot backward, like backward, go to the backward, you optimize your data, pass the weightage, again calculate it. So again optimizer dot step, it incremented step every time the loss is quite higher. After that, what it will does is it will print you the data. So every time we first have the epoch, like the where are we standing, the value, the loss, which is basically loss dot item, that specific loss of that specific item, and then we calculate it. So this model slowly reduces the loss and learns by their prediction. So let's run this. Okay, so this might take some time because we are running a loop here. Okay, perfect. First value from 1 to 0, it will first at 0th index, then 1, then 2, and then 3. First time it calculate the value to be 0. Loss is 0.6%. Second time, the loss is 0.674. Third time, it's 0.654. You see, it's decreasing. First, it was 676, then it is 675, then it's 674, then it's 672, and then it's 671. We have incremented till range 5, then only we are done here. But if I change the value, let's say 10, this might take a lot of time to load the data. Perfect. You see, now it has been like 6.4. So every time the loss has been decreased. How? By optimizing my data. So this is how we calculate the loss function. We reduce the loss in every loop by optimizing my data. So every time we optimize it, and then the loss has been incremented. So always the target is less. We need to make sure we reduce the loss and learn the better prediction with every loop that we have. So this was the basic understanding about the loss function and how we calculate it.